Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. And as Italy, a place to love, it's also Italy, a place to know. Now, thank you all for watching my videos, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for supporting my channel, for all of you that are watching my videos. All right, so today I'm going back to another update about the earthquakes situation in Italy. So, because yesterday evening around 8 p.m., uh, around half 8 p.m., in the area that is located here on the map, as we can see, it happened one earthquake of 4.7 magnitude. So this time we are not talking about the Naples area, we are not talking about Campi Flegrei, but we are talking about the other side of the southern part of Italy. So many of you probably recognize that this area is in Apulia region. This is Foggia Province, and we are talking about the Gargano Peninsula. So now what happened? Yesterday evening around 9 p.m., half 9 p.m., one of my subscribers, which I actually thanks her for texting me the message. And so she said, "Oh, Antonio, it appeared on my news that there was an earthquake in Apulia region, so in Gargano Peninsula." I was actually talking to her and saying that by mistake. Now I have to say that I was wrong because I reported to her that generally on the coast that are the areas that are less affected by earthquakes in Italy, which I still believe that is true anyway. But obviously, I forgot to say, but I will say later during the video, anyway, that the Gargano Peninsula, which is a mountain area, is actually this area is actually affected by the earthquakes. Now, for example, if you have in front of you the shape of Apulia region, you see that this is the northern part of Apulia region, which is Foggia province. But for example, the southern you go of Apulia region, the less earthquakes recorded you find in history. Anyway, she asked me if I felt anything because I'm not far from this area. But I have to say that, anyway, fortunately, I didn't feel anything, even if the institution of geophysics and volcanology also reported that this event, this earthquake, was also felt in Basilicata region, which again, I'm very close to Apulia region. I'm at the border, I'm only 10 kilometers, but I haven't felt anything at all last night, thanks God. Anyway, now let's go and let's read here. Let me put in English language to read in English. So here, the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology, the INGV, this is the official website. Let's go and let's read. Says seismic event 4.7 magnitude of the coast of Gargano, March 14, 25. Now, an earthquake of Richter magnitude 4.7 was located by the National Seismic Network at 2037 Italian time on 14th of March 2025 off the coast of Gargano, approximately 13 kilometers from Lesina in the province of Foggia. So this earthquake was in the sea, was located in the sea in this area. We are talking about 15, 20 kilometers from the coast. This is Lesina Lake. So Lesina is just located in this area here. And so people in this area said that anyway, they felt the earth was shaking. Now, let's read here. After the earthquake of magnitude 4.7, seven other events of magnitude between 2 and 3.8 have been located. Now, let's say that between 2 and 3, 3.5, you don't feel anything. It's very hard to feel an earthquake that is in between 2, that is in between 2 and 3.5. Over 3.5, I have to say, yes, you may see, for example, your lamp shaking. Over 4, you actually feel it. Might not cause any damage anyway. So here, from the bottom, we see that this one was the at the bottom of this list. We see that the 4.7, it happened at 2037. Then we have 2042, 2.9, 2047, 2.6, at 9 p.m. sharp, 3.8, to 2102, 2.6, and so on. And then we go lower magnitude, like at 2147, 2.0, all in Foggia Province, Gargano coast. Now, anyway, the Gargano area is kind of affected by the earthquakes. Now, the table shows the municipalities within 20 kilometers from the epicenter of 4.7. Again, this 4.7 was located in the sea, in the Adriatic Sea. Then the closer town is Lesina, 13 kilometers, Poggio Imperiale, 16 kilometers, San Nicandro Garganico, 17 kilometers, Isole Tremiti, 19, Apricena, 19 kilometers. Now, let's go and let's read a bit of the history of the earthquakes located in this area. Now, the area affected by today's earthquakes is characterized by high seismic hazard, as demonstrated by the seismic hazard map of the national territory, and by strong earthquakes that have occurred in the past. Okay, now, here, according to the parametric catalog of Italian earthquakes, the area affected by today's earthquake has historically been hit by several earthquakes, many of which had a magnitude of 6 or greater magnitude. Now, let's read a bit of history here. In particular, the earthquake of 30 of July 1627, so we are talking about 400 years ago, which caused significant damage to Apricena, Lesina, San Paolo di Civitate, San Severo, and Torre Maggiore, where most of the buildings collapsed. A few years later, another strong seismic event occurred on the 31st of May 1646. 6.7 anyway is a quite high magnitude, so I'd say it caused many damages, with its epicenter further east than that of 1627, which caused destructive effects in several towns on the Gargano promontory. Again, we are located in this area that is the part popping out in the Adriatic Sea in Apulia region. The most affected locations were Carpino, Ischitella, Monte Sant'Angelo, Vico del Gargano, and Vieste, where the earthquake caused the collapse of entire buildings and made homes almost completely inhabitable. Also worth mentioning is the seismic event of November 22nd, 1821, a 5.6 magnitude, located along the Gargano coast, not far from the epicenter of this evening earthquake. So the 1821, which was quite high, 5.6, was located in this area. Now, here I like this map because it's showing anyway a bit of geography. We can see Apulia region. The northern province of Apulia region is Foggia. Here we can see Foggia town. For example, we can see that Foggia was never affected by severe earthquakes. There was only a tiny small one. The most severe occurred in the peninsula, in the Gargano Peninsula, as we see the 1627, 1657 here, located in Apricena. This is where a town called Apricena is located. Then we had the 1646 earthquake, which was located anyway on the top of the Gargano Peninsula mountains. Then in this yellow square in the sea, that where it was located, the 1821 earthquake, Where we see the star here is where it was located yesterday earthquake. Now here, if you see at the very bottom of the map, we see this line here, and that's where I am located, in this part of Basilicata region, the northern part at the border with Apulia region, which is also had been affected by earthquakes. I mean, the place where I am, historically, there are earthquakes recorded here, so I cannot say that I'm totally safe. Anyway, it again, it's something that Italian people, in particular the southern Italian, are living with since these lands were inhabited. So, in this map, we can also notice these red squares. Now, this area, the central part of the south of Italy, these are the Apennines, these are the mountains, and quite often big earthquakes happen where mountains are located. For example, now we see that along the coast of the Adriatic Sea, the part that is in between Abruzzo and Molise area is not has never been affected or recorded. Obviously, there was this one located in the sea, but did it cause any damage in the towns around here? Maybe not that much. For example, we can see here in Molise region that, for example, not far from Campobasso, in the inner part of Molise region, 1805, there was a kind of big earthquake. And here we had medium-sized earthquakes that probably didn't cause big damages. When we see this yellow square, we see that there wasn't big damages. We see from the size of, for example, 1731, the brown, orange, and the red. The yellow and pale yellow are not considered big earthquakes. Okay, now, for example, here we see on the map the small square, it's less than 5 magnitude, the pale yellow between 5 and 5.4, the yellow 5.5 and 5.9, the orange one, the brown one, light brown from 6.0, 6.4, the orange one from 6.5 to 6.9, and the red above 7. As we saw in the map here, above 7, we only have 2 recorded in 1668 and 1456. So we are talking about 400, 500, 600 years ago. Now, looking at the seismic history of the municipality of Lesina, extracted from the Italian microseismic database, we see that the greatest repercussion occurred precisely for the earthquakes of 1627 and 1646. Repercussion of the 7 degrees occurred for the earthquakes of 1821, 1875, and 1894. Now we can see here in this graphic the intensity of, of the earthquake. So 10, 9, 8, 7. Here we are talking about Richter magnitude. For example, around 7, we notice that we had these two recorded. Above 7, we see these two, the 1627 and 1646. Then, for example, we can see a big amount, a series of events occurred in the recent years. But let's say that, for example, this is important to say that now we can record more events. Our technology improved, so we are able to detect any single small earthquake. For example, here we are talking about between 3 and 5 Richter magnitude. We can see several events. Probably even in the past they had many, but they were not recorded. Maybe they were recording, probably they were recording only the serious events. Now, as regards the most recent seismicity, let me select this area. As regards the most recent seismicity, Two other events with a magnitude equal to or greater than 4.0 have occurred on the 25th of August 1988 and 1st of February 1990. Let's read here. The seismic shaking map of today's event, calculated from data from the INGV and the DPC seismic and accelerometric networks, shows shaking levels estimated up to almost the 4 and 5 Richter degrees earthquake's magnitude. Now, here, for example, we see another map of the south of Italy, the central part of the south of Italy. So basically, we noticed that here was the epicenter of yesterday earthquake. Then again, all this area, the central part of of the south of Italy, but not only, also the center of Italy, is a mountain region. And so we can say that anyway, earthquakes occurred more often in areas which are mountain regions, mountain areas. So as we see, for example, the Gargano Peninsula has quite high mountains, plus all the Apennines mountains. Now here I am located in this area here, where you see Andria, in between Andria and Foggia, and going a bit in the center. Now, anyway, for example, in Montemilone, we had a serious earthquake in 1980 when it happened, Irpinia earthquake, which was more than 7.0 magnitude. And so it was also caused damages. Nobody died, but it caused damages also in Montemilone. And it happened only in 1980. For example, here we see, if you notice, this map is colored in a blue area. Okay, so it shows the areas that this earthquake, last night earthquake, was people felt the earth shaking. So I'm in this area here. Technically, that's why I haven't felt anything, but there are some parts in the central area of Basilicata and Campania where they also felt this earthquake. Probably a tiny bit in Foggia town, San Severo. Anyway, that's where Termoli, probably nobody noticed anything in Termoli yesterday, I have to say. Here we see that, for example, the pale blue on this scale here at the bottom, we see that is in between 4 and 5, 3, 4 and 5 magnitude earthquake. Very known, very light. Then we see that around 7, 8 start being serious. Then over 9 and over 10, very heavy, heavy, moderate, light, and so on. All right, now let me read just the last paragraph. All right, so now, the seismic event was widely felt not only in the coastal and inland areas of Apulia region, but also in the neighboring regions of Molise, Campania, and Basilicata. Now, again, considering that I'm very close to Apulia region, only 10 kilometers, I'd say that I haven't reported anything. I didn't notice anything. Maybe in the coming days, I'm gonna make a video where I'm gonna say yes, I felt the earth was shaking. At the moment, I'm not reporting any of these type of events where I am. These feelings are confirmed by the map of macroseismic feelings obtained from the questionnaires sent to the blah blah blah, which is continuously updated. So we might go to this website called www.hsit.it if you want to know more about updates. So again, here was the epicenter of yesterday event. So then we can see that there are some. Anyway, we are all, as we see, they're all light blue. They are not very severe events. Maybe Naples area, not even Campi Flegrei is reported at the moment here on this map. Anyway, these are the seismic events that occurred in the south of Italy. Now, as you can see here, where you see Potenza, going a bit northern to from Potenza, here there is the border with Apulia region. That's where I'm actually located. So I cannot say that I'm in an area totally safe. If we take this blue dot, actually let's take this blue pale dot, that's where I actually am. We see that the distance from Naples to here is around 200 kilometers. The distance from here to the star where yesterday earthquake happened was maybe around 180, 170 kilometers. All right, so this is it from today update about the earthquakes. Now I hope I'm gonna make less videos about this topic, but because it's something that everyone is many people are concerned, so I decide to make updates each time there is a kind of serious event. Now, let me open another little window. In Tuscany, in Florence, at the moment, for example, there is a very big issue with the floodings. So it's raining a lot in Tuscany region, and the Arno, which is Florence River, is actually at a very serious level. So the situation of the flooding is monitored. Also, many videos appear to me uh, on internet about also the situation in Tuscany. So we keep monitoring all the situation, all the events that occurring around Italy. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you here on my channel, Italy, a place to love, Italy, a place to know to my following video tomorrow here on my channel. Have a nice day. Bye.